4 years ago when I walked up to orientation, I was deathly afraid. I had to meet new people for a new school for the first time in 6 years. And even though I knew this campus like the back of my hand, I felt lost during my first few days here at school. When I was told to go to Alumni Hall for the first time for a day's student social, I ended up in the passenger room. And then when I was instructed to the Memorial Hall classroom for another orientation event, that is when I made it to Alumni Hall. I don't know whose idea it was to name them so similar, but I'm not a fan. The one thing I was supposed to be good at was knowing where I was on campus. I had been there for 6 years at that point. Those first few days ended up spiraling into a first bad few weeks. I struggled with being picked on during soccer season. Luckily, from day one, Mr. Morrell had my back and helped me work through what was an exceptionally long but all-around very fun soccer season. My sophomore year, our soccer team was 10 people, and it was a miracle if you got all 10 to show up at once. For those who don't know, in soccer you need 11 to play. So, minor problem. We ended up working through it. We played 8v8 soccer all season. I bet most of you could take a wild guess how many games we won that season. Soccer provided me with a lot of life skills. Mr. Morrell taught me how to be resilient and the importance of sticking up for yourself. Mr. Valdez, Mr. Riffey, and Mr. Lundgren taught me how to be a strong leader. And this year, Mr. McClure taught me how to sit on the bench. Little did she know, I had already mastered that skill from baseball season. Speaking of baseball has given me some of the best memories of my life that I'll look back on really fondly. Kieran McNamara's walk-off versus VA, Grady Moore's 1,000 batting average over 2 at-bats of my freshman year. And our 2 teams that made a run to the championship game are just some of the great memories I'll have from baseball season. Coach Ladd and Coach Carey helped me find a space where I could be comfortable and have fun on the baseball field. Although Coach Carey never let me get too comfortable. I think I may have been his favorite student to pick on so far during his time as head coach. One time this year, we were told that we didn't have to be in dress code for practice, but as a returner, naturally, I thought I'd wear my gear from last year. However, when I got home, the lone New Hampton shirt I had clean was a pink one for our breast cancer awareness walk. Let's say Coach did not appreciate that one, and I caught flack for the rest of the season. Coach has a rule on our team that for every late or absence, we run during the season. But after the pink shirt incident, he made sure to let everyone know when I picked up my one and only absence in the fall of this year. And this was the first and only time he had done so during the fall. But he also gave me my first job, so I really appreciated that. But unfortunately for him, I was just about as good of a facilities worker as I was a baseball player. I think he wished he could have stuck me on the bench there as well. But before all of this good I'm looking back on, I was really uncomfortable for a while. During the winter of my freshman year, my experience truly began. This is when the feeling of home set in campus-wide and not just my little apartment in O'Connor House, number D, or letter D. Mr. McCulloch opened the door to sports broadcasting, and I ran with that. I found a dream job of mine and made lasting memories with some of my friends in the booth, watching games I'll never forget. I immediately think to games like the 2OT winners for men's varsity hockey versus Andover my sophomore and senior year, or the NEPSAC semifinals for the women's soccer team at home, or the opposing team's fans said choice words for the ref and even me all game when they heard me say anything positive about New Hampton School. When we won the game with a late goal, I made sure to be very calm, and I did not yell goal as loud as I could right at the student section. If you were to ask me where I would have been if I was a successful student here 3 years ago, I would have said, I'm starting on 3 varsity teams, I'm a student body president, I'm going to a massive D1 school. And although none of those are true, except for the last one, I'm not really sure, I have had a successful, happy, and productive 4 years at New Hampton. When I realized everyone else was way better at me on the field, I found my role excelling in the booth or coaching student faculty games. My record there was 2-8 though, so I don't think that's in my future. When I realized I still had the desire to perform, I joined CPL and tried singing for the first time. When I couldn't win a presidential election to save my life, 0-4 for reference, I tried joining the honor board and eventually became the chair. If New Hampton has taught me one thing, it is that resiliency does not equal failure. Just because you have to try something new because you aren't good at what you used to think you were good at, doesn't mean there isn't another path. I don't know what the future holds for me. No one actually does. But no matter where I am, I'm going to be just fine because of the person I became while I was here. Thank you, New Hampton.